In this video, we shall be looking at some of the equity mutual funds that I have shortlisted for investment as per my recommendations. In order to make this video more effective and provide more clarity, it would be better if this video is seen in conjunction with my earlier video on how to select the best mutual funds. The link for the same is given in the description below and on screen as well. This will also help you to get familiar with some of the terms used in the current video like AUM, CAGR, expense ratio and others. Hi, I'm Pratap Narula, investment consultant and educator. And if you like my video, please put in your likes and subscribe to my channel. Also, please ring that bell to get all future notifications from this channel and put in your feedbacks and comments. Further, put in your questions in the comment box and I shall definitely reply on the same. Firstly, let us look at the categories of mutual funds that are available for investment. There are mainly 5 broad categories into which all mutual funds can be assigned. These 5 categories are equity, hybrid, debt, solution-oriented, and others. These are further divided into 38 subcategories in all. I shall be discussing all these in more detail in one of my upcoming videos. Realistically speaking, if we were to first shortlist our best suited category, then the subcategory, and then the required fund, it would be quite a lengthy task, not to mention being quite frustrating and exhausting at times. So to make things simpler, I am going to recommend the top mutual funds for investing, category and subcategory wise. The funds that I am going to be suggesting are backed by the following factors. I have already explained these in my previous video, so we shall move on to the shortlisted funds. As I shall be covering equity mutual funds in this video, the first shortlisted equity fund is Quant Active Fund, which falls under the subcategory of multi-cap funds. Multi-cap funds are diversified equity funds that invest in stocks of companies with different market capitalizations, that is large cap, mid cap and small cap. These investments are done in varying proportions to meet the investment objective of the fund. This fund has maintained a top rank in the multi-cap category for more than the last 10 years. This is a 5-star rated fund by CRISIL, which is a global analytical company providing ratings and is India's leading rating agency. Talking about the AMC or the fund house, Quant Mutual Fund is one of the oldest and pioneering fund houses in India. The company manages assets worth 1,348 crores and was set up on 1st December 1995. Its current offering of mutual fund schemes includes 28 equity, 16 debt and 6 hybrid funds. The total AUM for this fund is 595 crores. Another positive of this fund is that there is no entry or exit load. However, there is an expense ratio of 2.25%, which is slightly higher than the category average of 2.08%. This fund has a very high risk factor since 95% of the AUM is invested in equities. The inception date of this fund was 18th April 2001 with a starting NAV of Rs 10. The current NAV as on 23rd June 2021 is 356.47. The absolute growth for this fund since inception has been 3,422%. In value terms, Rs 1 lakh invested at the time of inception in 2001 would be approximately 35 lakhs today. The Quant Active Fund has delivered a CAGR or compound annual growth rate of 19.29% since 2001 and a return of 90.14% in the last 1 year. This fund has totally outperformed all the other funds in the peer category or similar multi-cap funds and is improving with every passing year right from the beginning. Considering all these factors, Quant Active Fund is one of my top recommendations in equity funds. The next fund is PGIM Mid Cap Opportunities Fund, which falls under the mid cap category. As per SEBI's mandate, mid cap funds must invest at least 65% of their assets in mid cap stocks. The balance can be invested in large cap, small cap, and other assets. These funds invest across industry sectors to diversify risks. This fund has maintained a top rank in this category for more than the last 3 years. This is also a 5-star rated fund by CRISIL. PGIM is the global investment management business of Prudential Financial Incorporated, which is one of the top 10 investment managers globally with over 1.5 trillion USD in AUM. With a legacy of 140 years, PGIM operates across 16 countries and has over 1,300 professionals. PGIM India Mutual Fund is a wholly owned business of PGIM and offers a broad range of income solutions to investors. The total AUM for this fund is 1615 crores. Again, there is no entry or exit load, but for units in excess of 10% of the investment, 0.5% will be charged for redemption within 90 days as an exit load. The expense ratio here is 2.33%, which is slightly higher as compared to the category average of 2.15%. This fund has a very high risk factor since 98.89% of the AUM is invested in equities. The inception date of this fund was 2nd December 2013 with a starting NAV of Rs 10. The current NAV as on 23rd June 2021 is 36.03. The absolute growth since inception is 260%. The PGIM Mid Cap Fund has delivered a CAGR of 18.47% since 2013. This fund has topped all funds in the peer category and has delivered a return of 94.34% in the last 1 year. This fund has given a very consistent performance over the last 5 years and is a good bet for a safe and sound investment. Fund number 3 is Kotak Small Cap Fund, which falls under the small cap category. Small cap funds must invest at least 80% of their assets in small cap stocks. SEBI defines small cap companies as those which are ranked below 250 in terms of market capitalization, and in monetary terms, these are companies with a capitalization of less than 5,000 crores. This fund is currently at number 2 rank in this category and has maintained the 2nd or 3rd rank for more than the last 10 years. This again is a 5-star rated fund by CRISIL. Kotak Mutual Fund is one of India's top 10 asset management companies. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of Kotak Mahindra Bank. It commenced operations in December 1998 and it had over 1.63 lakh crores in AUM as on 31st July 2019. It has more than 250 funds across equity, hybrid and debt categories. The total AUM for this fund is 4,294 crores. Here also, there is no entry or exit load, but for units in excess of 10% of the investment, 1% will be charged on redemption within 365 days as an exit load. In this fund, there is an expense ratio of 1.98%, which is very marginally higher than the category average of 1.92%. The risk factor again being very high since 92.25% of the AUM is invested in equities. The inception date of this fund was 24th February 2005 with a NAV of Rs 10. The current NAV as on 23rd June 2021 is 138.33. The absolute growth since inception for this fund is 1264%. The Kotak Small Cap Fund has delivered a CAGR of 17.35% since 2005 and has delivered a return of 111.78% in the last 1 year. This fund has provided amazingly consistent results since the last 10 years and always been among the top 3 funds, thus making it a good selection to invest in. Next, we look at the Quant Tax Plan under Equity Linked Savings Schemes or ELSS funds. An ELSS is a mutual fund class that offers tax rebate under Section 80C. You can claim tax deductions of up to Rs 1.5 lakhs a year by investing in ELSS and save up to Rs 46,800 in taxes. ELSS funds have the potential to offer the highest returns among all Section 80C investments. This fund has maintained a top rank in this category for more than the last 3 years. This again is a 5-star fund rated by CRISIL. I shall be skipping the AMC track record as we have already talked about it in a previous fund. The total AUM for this fund is 204 crores. In this fund also, there is no entry or exit load, but there is a lock-in period of 3 years since it falls under the ELSS category. The expense ratio of this fund is 2.25% compared to a category average of 2.03%. This fund has a very high risk factor since 99.47% of the AUM is invested in equities. The inception date of this fund was 31st March 2000 with a NAV of Rs 10. The current NAV as on 23rd June 2021 is 193.48. The absolute growth for this fund since inception has been 1835%. The Quant Tax Plan has delivered a CAGR of 14.96% since 2000 and has delivered a return of 106.88% in the last 1 year. Also, when seen in conjunction with the tax benefits, this fund has provided returns which are comparable with the top funds across all categories, especially since the last 5 years with a CAGR of 23%. A very good investment, especially for the salaried taxpayers. The last in the equity funds is ICICI Prudential Technology Fund, which falls under the sectoral category. A mutual fund that invests a minimum of 80% of its assets in a particular sector, such as infrastructure, technology, pharmaceuticals, real estate, banking, and others, is known to be a sectoral fund. This fund ranks at number 3 out of a total of 114 funds in this category and has been the top ranked fund since the last 10 years. However, it is not rated by CRISIL due to insufficiency of comparable data across sectors. ICICI Prudential was set up in 1993 and is one of India's top 2 largest AMCs. As of 31st March 2020, it managed assets worth over Rs 3.58 lakh crores. The organization has some of the best known fund managers. ICICI Prudential offers approximately 220 schemes divided across categories. The total AUM for this fund is 2,792 crores. There is no entry or exit load on this fund. However, 1% will be charged in case of redemption within 15 days. Another positive of this fund is that the expense ratio is 2.14%, which is lesser than the category average of 2.31%. This fund also has a very high risk factor since 96.29% of the AUM is invested in equities. The inception date of this fund was 3rd March 2000 with a starting NAV of Rs 10. The current NAV as on 23rd June 2021 is 125.36. The absolute growth of this fund since inception has been 1154%. The ICICI Prudential Technology Fund has delivered a CAGR of 12.57% since 2000. Although this fund had a slow start, but the CAGR since the last 10 years is 21.62%. This fund has topped the performance among all funds in the sectoral category and has delivered a return of 128% in the last 1 year. Considering all these factors, another excellent choice to invest in. So these were the mutual funds that we shall be covering in this video. I'll be back soon with what are the top funds to invest in the remaining categories. Till then, happy investing and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy my video and please do like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.